All right, one more thing today here from CBS Radio World Headquarters in Green Tree. This is Jeff Hathorn, as we call him, the Hawk, getting ready to light it up as far as the afternoon news with some sports at 15 past the hour. Then, of course, every 20 minutes, 93.7 The Fan. The Pirates tonight will be there. They'll be at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. It's Francisco Liriano against Carlos Martinez. Now, the last time he faced them, April 3rd, he struck out 10, struggled a bit, but he looked good in his last outing against Cincinnati. So what do you make of Francisco Liriano's early start?
Well, he's got to come up big. You know, they need some starter to come up big. Garrett Cole's been horrible this year. I mean, they need somebody to step up. Liriano's got to be that guy. I mean, I'm telling you, I know, and the people that are watching this are going to say you're crazy. It's May. They fall 2 more games behind the Cubs. They have a 0% chance of catching them in the NL Central.
6 games out right now.
And it's May. But I'm telling you, this Cubs team is ridiculous. They had the prediction machine guy who has all this calculations that he runs through his computer. He says right now, and the Cubs have a 99% chance of making the playoffs, 90% chance of winning the division already in May.
Bucks are 6 games out, as I mentioned.
They got to start winning. I mean, and these are big games. This is St. Louis got swept by the Pirates, so they're going to be looking for a little something. Pirates need something from their starting pitching.
And they also have to quit stranding so many runners.
And they do have someone that may help in that regard. Jung-Ho Kang returns to the lineup tonight. He's going to bat 6th, play third base. Don't look for him to be an everyday guy. So you're going to see David Freese more often than you would think. Maybe if it was planned out, maybe 4 or 5 days it'll be Kang, and 2 or 3 it will be Freese. That knee is still going to have to play itself out a little bit. And who knows where his timing is going to be. I mean, he's facing big-time Major League pitching. He only hit 150 in the minors. So don't expect him to come up and be the same guy. I think that's a bonus. But at least he'll give him a little more power in that lineup.
Bucks got just shell-shocked by the Cubs. One more thing about the Cubs, Jeff, and then we'll move on to the Pens. Jake Arrieta hasn't lost since July of last year. His ERA before that Pirate victory was 0.69. This guy's a freak.
Yeah, it's ridiculous what they're doing. I mean, Jason Hamill has a 1 ERA. You know, Hamill's going to fall back. So there's one thing that will happen. Where the Cubs could fall is if Arrieta gets hurt and or Rizzo. You take that out of the lineup. As much as you can replace some of the other things and they're very deep, that would be tough for the Cubs. But I'm telling you, I mean, they're destroying Max Scherzer today like he's a nothing pitcher. They are really on a roll in Chicago, and I think barring injuries, I mean, you're looking at a wild card.
All right, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio 1020, KDK, our sports director, also at 93.7 The Fan. The Pens have had a couple of days off. Hopefully it doesn't disrupt that great rhythm. They're 3-1. They've only lost out of 13 series that they were up 3-1. 3 of them, of course, 14 the Rangers, 11 it was Tampa. In 1975 it was the Islanders, and yes, I remember that one. That was disappointing. Pierre LaRouche and company. But Matt Collins says, nice couple of days rest is good, especially coming off of a very physical first round series. It's not just they did against the Rangers, but so did Washington against Philadelphia. Chris Kunitz, on the other hand, said he liked playing every other day, but he'll take the day off, extra day. You make much of that?
No, I mean, it's the same for both teams. I think for Washington, they've got to think more about how disappointing that overtime loss was, so I think that's a negative for them.
Okay.
The negative for the Pens is they're feeling good. You want to get right back out there. If they get the first goal, if the Penguins get the first goal, man, that pressure is going to be jacked up on Washington. Their fans are going to start to murmur, so that big home ice advantage might not be so big. That's the thing. If Washington starts out to a lead, then you're going to see them really flying out there. That doesn't mean the Pens can't come back. That first goal, as in most hockey games, it's really going to be huge, especially in this one, because if the Caps start feeling some pressure, maybe they wilt and they think about their offseason as opposed to winning the series.
How big has Trevor Daley's play been?
Well, he was huge. I mean, I couldn't imagine them winning without him, the way he played, the minutes. I mean, he had 1 goal, but just to eat all those minutes, not just him. Let's single out the other guys, too, on the defensive. I mean, Pouliot struggled at times. He had the big turnover, but all those guys stepped up. I mean, when you lose a guy like Chris Letang and can still win, that tells you something about the depth they've created there.
Matt Murray making a little over $600,000 as a rookie. You think he might get a bump in the paycheck if he could win the cup?
At least still, that it'll make you think about what their goalie situation is next year.
Right.
But Murray's just been amazing, and he seems so calm. He seems to be able to handle everything that's happening, and He's faced some adversity. This will be it'll be a crazy crowd in Washington, and their fans are going to be jacked up for this. And if they win that game, then it's the best of two. Caps just have to win 2 straight, and Pens are not good at closing out teams at home.
Yeah, and by the way, Sidney Crosby did take a little bit of a slash from Alexander Ovechkin, got mad, took a stick, banged it against the wall a couple of times.
He seems to be all right.
But guess what? I think Alexander Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby has gotten under his skin because he's only got 2 goals in this thing and 7 assists. He and Backstrom have been nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and Ovechkin's never been in a conference final, which is insane with as good as a player as he is. And you got to know that stuff just builds up inside you the more that you fail. And that's why I'm saying if they get out to a lead, then you may see Ovechkin try to do too much, which could lead to turnovers. And the Pens, with their speed, could take advantage of those with 2-on-1s.
Last thing, that's on NBC at 8, the Pens, Washington. But at 6:30 on NBC, it's the 142nd running of the Kentucky Derby. Nyquist, the favorite, 3-1. You've got Mo Heyman in there. You've got Gunrunner, Exaggerator, and Gary Stevens will be riding Mo's Spirit. Who do you like? I'm
not a big horse guy, so I'm going to just go with the favorite because the favorite's won the last couple of years, Nyquist. Plus, he's named after a hockey guy. Even though it's a Red Wing, Gustav Nyquist, he's still named after a hockey guy.
Give me some skin on that,
so you got to like that.
He comes up big. It's a buzzer.
I just go. I go with the favorite because that's how it's played out the last few years.
You see? That's why he's the sports director, and he's got to go on right now. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and we'll check more sports beginning at 5:15 tomorrow on Rob Pratt Saturday and KDK. Bucks tonight on 93.7 The Fan, a little after 8 at Busch Stadium.